In the top right corner of Everdream as the red Zerg, it's Solar. And in the bottom left, as the green Zerg, it's Hyperion. It's a ZVZ to start off the night. Now, most of the left, as the green Zerg, it's Hyperion. It's a ZVZ to start off the night. Now, most of the round of 32 finished up without really inviting the casters. There were a lot of walkovers to be fair. So it is a round of 32 tournament this evening, but most of the first matches are taking place in the round of 16, which is where we are currently situated. Hyperion is opening up with a pool first against Solar's hatch first. There is gas being mined, so this is most certainly a Baneling bust. See Overlord, tier 6 lings. There's 100 gas, and there's your ling speed. Solar is probably a favorite to hit top 4 tonight. Hyperion is definitely punching above his weight. He's not a bad player himself, but I mean, hey, he's already made it to the round of 16, right? So let's see if he can give Solar a run for his money. I love these ESL Pro or these ESL Opens, man. It's such like an intimate experience. We get to see these high-level players, but like, you know, it's without the tension of like a major event. But each and every one of these is an event in and of itself. Like, there are ESL Pro Tour points being handed out, and a lot of our pro gamers... Oh, okay, so Solar's gonna pull half the drone line to defend this. He's just scouting now that there's no creep and no natural on the other side of the map. Usually, I mean, I think common belief is that you don't pull these drones when your opponent's baneling busting, but he's bought enough time, and he is going to save his second hatch. Here come the banelings, though. The micro is going to be real. Hyperion gets his link speed finished up. He's going to cut down pretty much every defensive unit of Solar. One baneling does pop, a second one tries to get in there. It's going to splash onto the queens, which definitely isn't efficient. And Hyperion has reinforcements coming, but they're not anywhere close right now. And Solar will hold. He has his hatch, he hasn't lost any drones, and he is ahead 6 workers. He snipes the baneling, which is also huge. The Overlord goes down. It looked like Hyperion was going to break this for a little while there, but I think Solar has the game. GG. In the top right corner of Eternal Empire, as the red Zerg, Solar. In the bottom left, as the green Zerg, it's Hyperion. Hyperion looked like he was going to break Solar for a hot minute there in game number 1, but Solar just defended quite nicely on the ramp with his queen, with the Spine Crawler at the top of the ramp, and absolutely demolished Hyperion after the initial lings were picked off. This time, both players went for the hatch first, taking a more macro route on Eternal Empire, which, I mean, rush distance is rather long. You definitely can pull the boys and make 6 lings, but I don't think it's optimal this map. Solar pops his second hatch, Hyperion pops his second hatch, and I don't know, man. We're gonna have a little bit of downtime while the economies kick in and the units start hitting the map. Still mostly mirror builds here. Hyperion is getting out a 26 Overlord. Solar's making a play for a third. Hyperion's making a play for a third. Solar is slightly ahead in gas. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown down a Banelink Nest already. It's actually gonna keep banking that gas. Are we gonna see a lair here? Oh, okay. It's just gonna be a late Banelink from Solar. There's a Banelink Nest from Hype. Well, actually, were they late? I don't know, man. Sorry, I'm trying to get my focus here. Done a rather large amount of casting today, but it's not an excuse. Just give it 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes of caster fails, and the caffeine I'll be back in top shape. Bam, bam, bam. Hyperion link floods a little bit. That was a major hit from Solar, and Hyperion's attack force is totally decimated. This is pretty yikes. Solar has 21 lings coming out onto the map. Hyperion, unfortunately, was starting up a wall off. He got out in Evo Chamber. He pretty much has to drop a road and complete that wall off, get down the spine, but this third is forfeit. There's no defending this third from Hyperion. Solar is morphing in the Banelink. 10 lings are responding from Hyperion, but they're not going to be out in time. 2 of them are going to go down right after, well, I guess one of them. Half the health has gone off this hatchery. Solar's micro is just too good. Banelink gets picked off. Hyperion's morphing in more, but they're not going to be on the map in time to stop this third from falling. The Queens move out to try and defend. They're going to get picked off as well. Down goes the hatchery. Banelings roll forward to the wall. GG is called. At long last, we've entered the round of 8. In the bottom left corner, as the pink Protoss, it's Zest. In the top right, as the red Terran, it's Eternity. Oh god, we finally have content! So excited. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Eternity's going for a Reaper expand. Zest. Drops a gateway on the low ground. He's gonna block off the Reaper jump on the low ground, I think. Interesting. I think I've only seen this like once, and I think it was also Zest. So one of these guys is gonna be moving on to the top 4. While the other will fall here. Okay, maybe that's not a block on the... I need to do further research. Sorry guys, I'm ignorant on what this gateway placement means. So, can I fully admit that? Probe taps in at the SCVs. Gonna back out, regen some shields, maybe go back in, maybe not. Go to the third base. I think Zest is definitely favored here to move on to the top 4. Ooh, the Reaper takes the probe down. And a factory follow-up is going down for a turn. Zest shades forward again. And the bunker isn't quite finished here. One of the Marines gets picked off right away. Its SCV is in mortal danger. It's going to come down to the wire. The SCV goes down, but there's 2 more. Finish what he started. And the Adept makes it out with a total of 3 kills, 2 SCVs and a Marine. Not bad damage to start out. Now Zest is going to shade forward with 2 Adepts. Does cancel the shades. I think he wants the shields to recharge on this Adept at first. Oh, the Reaper moves out. It's a little bit of a mistake. 2 shots go off. Eternity's going to have to wait for some health to regen on that Adept before he moves it out again. Zest is going to camp the mineral line and get some delayed mining. Oh no, Marine's out of position here for Eternity. It's going to take 2 shots. 3 Adepts take down the Hellion. The supply depots were down. That was almost certain disaster for Eternity. It's going to soften up the supply depot. Blink out. One Adept goes down, but a shade back and a recall timed out perfectly for Zest. I mean, that's so much damage off of 3 Adepts. He got like a total of 9 kills there, including a couple Marines, including a Hellion, rest being SCVs, while it's softening up that supply depot and getting delayed mining time back here, and he's on 3 base. He's 7 workers ahead of his Terran opponent. Eternity is supply blocked. He's trying to throw down a 3rd CC, but, I mean, so much damage has been caused to this Terran. A Liberator's finally coming out, as well as a Siege Tank for Eternity. Zest has a full warping of Stalkers. Blink is on the field. Cyclone instantly goes down, and this is going to be GG. I really hate to say it. In the bottom left corner of Eternal Empire, as the pink Protoss, it's Zest. In the top right, as the red Terran, it's Eternity. Zest took team number 1 basically with 3 Adepts. I mean, the Blink Stalkers came forward afterwards, of course, but, like, there was 3 Adepts on their own, put in so much work. They were like parting Adepts. Zest throws down a proxy pylon. Now, I mean, he's open gateway. This isn't going to be a cannon rush. Just a cheeky warp in, possibly. For later in the game. Oh, no, it's going to be a proxy gate. Interesting. This is like a super aggressive max packs, except it's the second gateway that's... I don't know. I don't even know what to call this. Just trying to regen some shields on the probe. There's that regen kicking in. 2 SCVs are trying to zone out the probe. Stop it from getting a delay, but a delay has already happened. 6-second delay on the CC as it goes down in the main. Zest throws down another proxy pile. Gonna chrono boost out a stalker. I really like this. This bunker is not gonna fit for eternity. Well, I mean, unless he focuses the... That was the correct play. The bunker finishes. Yeah, that was a misplay from Zest. Eternity does have his Reaper slowly poking at this proxy pile. Left. Zest is basically just memeing. He seems, you know, just from watching his play right now, he still hasn't thrown down a second Nexus. There he goes, finally at the 3-minute mark. But, I think he's going to try to get an delay on Eternity's second CC. He's going Stargate behind this. There's sure to be an Oracle. The Reaper gets picked off. And Zest is just playing with his food. Now, on paper, right, the two players are even in workers. You know, Mules mean the Terran economy is a little bit stronger, but of course those units aren't going to trade out, as well as the Protoss units are. But, like, look at this. Oh no. Well, I guess Zest isn't exactly going to walk up the range and eat the bunker fire, but the second Shade should allow Zest to finish off the supply depot. The SCVs aren't even pulled to repair, and now damage is being done as it slowly burns down. Eternity finally pulls the workers, but down goes that supply depot. It's not going to block Eternity, but now his wall is open. Zest doesn't have reinforcements marching across the map, but he can warp them in at his proxy gateway, and he actually has enough to engage this Marine Cyclone if he goes around the bottom right corner of the ramp. Doesn't engage into them. That said, he doesn't want to eat the Cyclone on as he's doing so, because he cannot engage. Eternity accidentally fired a couple shots into the starport insert dominance. Every time Zest does this, he knows that the Terran is being contained. He knows there's not a drop heading out. He knows there's nothing he needs to deal with back at home. He's gonna send a probe out. He's gonna drop a third base, and Eternity still can't move out his second base. This Viking does take a couple pot shots at the Oracles. They aren't gonna go in for any damage. It would be a really risky proposition with two Cyclones on the field, Viking out, and they're never gonna get in there. But Zest is going to passively let the Terran finally take a second base, or is he? He has some Zealots positioned to flank here. There is a siege tank out for Eternity. Are the Oracles going to try to get in on the tank? Okay, the bunker at the front's fallen. There are still two Cyclones out here. It's risky. One of them picks up into the medevac, repositions. Two of the Oracles are gone, but there's still a lot of Stalkers on the ground. However, they can't really engage with that siege tank. Two more Stalkers are down here, ready to flank. Eternity is going to clean up his rocks. Ooh, the Stalkers are going to get picked off. And this proxy gateway has been a thorn in Eternity's side for nigh on 6 minutes, is finally going to go down. Zest is sending his Stalkers around the top left corner of the map. Eternity is fortuitously going to greet them. I don't think that's his intention. I think he just wants to take out this pylon, but he is going to get caught out nonetheless. Zest, of course, can see all these units thanks to Revelation cast by the Oracle, but should be wearing off here in just a second. But, like, dang, Zest is playing so well against this guy. Eternity is doing the best he can. Gonna push out with a little Marine tank, but the medevac gets picked off. Zest was waiting to intercept at the Xel'Naga Tower. Eternity is gonna land these Vikings at the third of Zest, I think, but Zest is gonna see it right now. Pylon, he also saw it with the Oracle, I think. They just clipped through, like, the edge of the vision cone. Zest pulls his probes back from the third so they don't take any damage. Eternity is just going to go right into the main. There lands the Vikings, but Blink Stalker is already on top of them. Only a single probe has fallen for the Pink Protoss. And once again, there's high ground vision provided by the Oracle. It's going to cast Revelation, providing even more high ground vision. Up blink the Stalkers. Down goes the Refinery. Down goes the tank. Zest is going to kite back to a corner. Slowly blink out as its Stalkers' shields wear off. Eternity is still contained on 2 base at 8.5 minutes. Doesn't have the third CC started. He is going to have to go for a Marine tank push. And I think he's going to have to pull the boys with it if he has any hopes of getting back in this game. Yep, there's the boys being pulled. This can be a very strong push. You'll see, you know, there's only a 5 army supply difference here between the two competitors. But, you know, there's also 40 army supply of workers. Well, I guess not 40 army supply, but... Oh. Like 30 army supply of workers. Or there were. Oh no, the SCVs aren't coming to help tank. The siege tanks, siege up at the bottom. 2 of them are going to leapfrog up the ramp. There goes the stim. Zest is like, yeah, I could play it safe and let you take out my third, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna start trading with you. I'm gonna collapse on you behind with Blink Stalkers, and you don't have any tank slots, so I'm going to surround your bio, cut it down, and end the game here. GG is called. In the top left, we're taking a step back to the round of 8, and it's our red Zerg, Solar. In the bottom right, as the blue Terran, it's Kiwian. Our first semifinal is already set, not starting it up just yet. By the time we finish with this series, Dim Rising's match should also be finished. Solar is going for a pool first. Korean is going for a proxy 2 racks that's going to immediately be spotted. Oh boy! Luckily it's just 2 racks right now for Korean. He is going to see the Overlord with this SCV, which is going to give him plenty of time to, you know, transition out of this back home, throw down a factory, things like that. I doubt he's going to go 3 racks for anything crazy. He will build Marines out of, or he will build Reapers out of here though, while he can. See if he can get a little bit of, but I wouldn't expect too much of a. Yeah, I don't think he's even going to throw down the bunker. And, I mean, Solar's totally safe. Did go pull first. Two more Reapers are coming out for... Got a couple pot shots at the... Real damage was done there. Solar snuck 2 lings across the map, though, and is gunning for an SCV kill. It looks like he's not going to get it, at least for now. Reapers are poking at the front. 1 ling goes down. Solar did drop a Roach Horn behind this, and here comes the Roach Train. I was expecting 6, but it looks like 5 coming down. Reapers are still harassing in the main. Oh, there's the 6th. Okay. And these guys have found surprisingly little success. Wean doesn't have anything to defend at home. And here come the Ravagers. Queen will take out the Tech Lab. There's no saving it now. The Reapers are going to try to defend as long as they can, but they just don't have the firepower to deal with these witches. Solar is supply blocked, but an Overlord is popping. Alleviate that block. With these two supply depots going down, Korean going to be the one with supply issues. 37 supply out of 31. The Reapers can zone the Roaches out for now. Is Solar actually happy with the damage? Like, is he going to try to make it back home? Because now these Reapers are going to be super effective. They can just kite the Roaches back down the map. I feel like as the Zerg, you really want to like try and corner the Reapers, not face them in open ground. Now a Cyclone's out for Korean. He's going to gun down one of the Roaches. I mean, this looked like the Blue Terran was super dead, but he's come back into this game. Ravager's dead. All these Roaches are going to be dead. Oh, well, oh, not if Korean loses the Cyclone, but he's not going to. He's going to lose all of, like, one Reaper. Now Korean's going to go on the attack again. And there's, like, 4 Roaches to defend, 2 Queens, and a handful of slow Zerglings. Blink speed isn't going to be here for a while. Ooh, the Cyclone actually locks on to an Overlord. That's a little bit upsetting. Queen hops up into the main. He's bringing a barracks forward to provide extra vision for his Cyclone. The drones have begun to fall, 5 of them going down already. Link speed has finally finished up, so these links should be able to shut down the Reaper as they grenade themselves in hopes of escape. But only 2 of them will make it out alive. Solar's going back on the attack. Has a new Roach force. He has some more links coming out. And Korean's invested all his gas in a fusion core. We don't know that that was the best course of action. He's getting a tech lab on that starport, but there's nothing to defend on the ground here. Total reversal in favor of Solar. Cyclone is trapped outside the wall. It goes down, and it's just a couple of Hellions and a couple of Reapers on the high ground. This is not enough to defend against this much Roach Ravager, against this much Lynx. He's not even pulling the SCVs to repair. One Ravager goes down in the egg, but the rest are going to be fine. Viking lands to help in the fight. Korean's microing his heart out here. He's doing quite a lot with a very small amount of resources, but these SCVs are being drafted to the front lines, and there aren't too many of them left against a 45 worker Zerg. Solar pushes up the ramp, gets us around on the Hellions. In the bottom left of Eternal Empire, as the Red Zerg, it's Solar. In the top right, it's Kowean. Kiwian. Hawaiian. Oh man, there were so many points in that game. Could have won. He had some really good micro, especially when he was defending. Solar. Yo, I'm not gonna say he didn't deserve to win that game, but I am saying he pulled his Roach Ravager home and lost every bit of it. Like 4 Ravagers and 3 Roaches in exchange for a single Reaper. Solar with the hatch gas pool. Win with the Reaper expand. Sending out a scouting SCV. No proxies this game around. This time around. See, I tried to mix that, like, this game and this time around, but not confident. Queen, I think in the previous game made a mistake where, you know, he threw down a fusion core. He was going into battle cruise, and had he invested that gas into like tank, cyclone, literally anything but a battle cruise, he would have been able to hold off Solar's push. But he just went a battle cruiser, so the fusion core wasn't even finished by the time Solar arrived with his game-ending attack. Cloaked Banshee is coming up in. As is standard nowadays, with Terran. Normally you just go right into your build, get out a siege tank, or get out a battle cruiser, or maybe if you're going battle mech, or if, you know, mech or bio. Widow Mines, of course, but BCQD made a video, so Queen, it's going into Banshee. And that, in theory, means they're safe against roach attacks. Queen's going for a 3rd CC. The Ling can't snipe the SCV. Is diligent enough to hit the T button, cause the RNG to go off, and lucked out with the RNG. Ever since SCV on the safe side, center. Spire's been thrown down for Solar. This is too early to be like a 5 tech play. This is almost certainly the Muta switch. Double Evo Chamber has been thrown down, but probably the Mutas are going to hit the map. Kawian is going to try for, or Solar's going to try for a quick phase. Kawian, in the meantime, going for some Hellion pressure. Grenade did some nice distributed damage to the Lings. The Queen's left isolated. The Lings are going to want to regen some health before they can engage this. It's not even going to matter then. Not a single Hellion has fallen. So many Lings have gotten burned down here. Queens take out the Banshee. But the Ling drone gets us around on the Hellions. However, not before 15 drones fall for the Zerg. That's going to put Terran in the lead economically. He's going to move out his third base. Some Lings are moving out here to see if they can find some damage. Gain map control for Solar and see if there's anything else coming his way. Korean, in the meantime, is going to wall off the ramp at the high ground. I'm sure he's going to throw down some kind of supply depot, bunker, hybrid wall there as well. Probably mostly supply depots. Put up the tank back here. Look at that Ling skip into the mineral. It's gonna get a mule, maybe. Nope. Was able to save the mule.
Meow.
Hey. Dynasty Poison. Dynasty Poison. So much for the follow. A ton of roaches are coming out here for Solar. As the Muta begin to deal damage, Queen did not have the foresight to throw down any missile turrets, so he's going to lose quite a bit here. 5 SCVs, a couple Marines going down right off the bat. This missile turret is going to have a tough time finishing as well. Queen knows it. The missile turret gets picked off, not cancelled, and a dozen SCVs have gone down so far. Solar is not able to delay the barracks, but also forces a huge stim on these units, which is going to soften up the back energy just a tad bit. Solar holds ahead to 73 workers, 58 workers on the map for Korean. I mean, Solar wasn't going to win that engagement. Had to be to retreat. Zoned out the Terran armies with some corrosive bile. Mutaflok is sharking onto the medevacs! Queen needs to start dropping these units now. Okay, he's finally gonna do so, but one medevac goes down. It only, dropped, 1 or 2 Marines. That's a pretty big pick for Solar, and it's gonna weaken this Terran push. The push will get some creep cleaned up, but, I mean, Solar can just engage it with the roaches, and Queen's gonna have to back off. It's not even gonna clean up that much creep. Just force the Queens to use some of their energy. Look how many tumors are queued up here. Queen's trying to move out a 4th base. Solar is moving up the roaches, though. The medevacs were unloading to heal those guys up, but got intercepted. Now, Solar isn't going to give them time to breathe. He moves in with the Muta. Widowmine is here to support these Marines, and the 4th location is defended. Solar is maxed out, though, in building a bank. He's firmly ahead here. He has +1 flyers, melee, carapace, ranged carapace on the map. Melee is on the way, +2 carapace is on the way. Infestation Pit is finishing up. He's going to start moving into Hive Tech. In the meantime, Kowean is going to get +2 weapons on the field, +2 armor, shortly going to follow thereafter. And he needs to make use of this timing. There's a timing where you can kill the Zerg here. He needs to just scan, clean up the creep, and keep going. Keep the pressure up. These roaches are split off from the main Baneling force. There are some Ravagers here as well, but the Banelings aren't mixed in. Kowean's gonna go back home, actually. I feel like this is a big mistake here for the Pink Terran. And now Solar's going to be able to pull back these roaches, unite his forces, get the Muta in the sky. The Banelings have finished up, and this is looking mighty scary from the Zerg. Kowean is rushing to max out here. 2 more supply depots are going to let him hit that cap and resume production. 9 Marines, 1 tank at a time for the Pink Terran. Solar's going to lose a Queen right off the bat, and a lot of creep tumors. That was a lot of Queen energy gone. He's going to lose map control over the Xel'Naga Tower. 1 Marine split off there for Queen to keep command that post. Zerg army, he's like, oh, hey guys, you're going to let me live right now! And he dies a horrible death. Roach acid. Roach acid, not even 1. Solar has Queen Xel'Naga. If you guys don't think Xel'Naga towers are important, if you're a little bit lower level, watch these pro games on Eternal Empire, and watch like how much each player sacrifices just to keep control of over those vision towers. They are so good. They see like pretty much every attack path. Like if you have control over both of them, you can see every possible direction that your unit's going to crash into you. Solar isn't splitting off harass forces or anything like that. He's just going mass creep tumor, trying to creep out the whole map as he keeps his army united, just kind of F2ing around. Okay, now he splits off the Mutalisk, trying to intercept this medevac, which is just sitting over creep, not alone. Okay, no, he's not going to intercept the medevac, actually. He's going to crash into the natural as his main army threatens at the third. The Queen has to respond to this, but there's enough missile turrets here. A couple Marines split off to deflect the Muta. In the meantime, Queen's drop is allowed to land over here at Solar's 5th, but the Muta will be enough to clean this up. Ooh, they do trade out one of their number, though. Two of their number. Two Muta went down there. It's not ideal, but the medevac also went in. Queen swinging around to the left. That's so many banelings. He needs to get in these medevacs, but there's not enough here to save all the Marines. They trade out for as many banelings as they can, and some of the guys, you know, there's a necessary sacrifice here for the Pink Terran. There's more Marines at the top of the ramp, though. The siege tank on the ramp, zoning out the Zerg forces. Both these players have insane banks, though. Mostly solar, 6,500 minerals, 2,000 gas to replenish on whatever the heck he wants. 3 ultras at a time are coming out. Chitinous plating's on the way, and +2 flyers for the Zerg. In the meantime, Kuian's going to try and hold the ramp. These roaches cannot break through, but I think Solar is, like, this is the equivalent of sending your workers out to die. I think he wants to trade these out. He's gonna save them, actually. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I think he wants to be transitioning into higher value units here. But nonetheless, he's going to save them for now. Kuian tries to go up to 5 base. Solar just owns the map right now. It's a 7 base Zerg. I'm sure he's going to throw down an 8th at some point. Here comes the swarm. They take down the siege tank. Ultras are zoning out some of the bio. Banelings are crashing in to this orbital. We get great connections with the SCVs and with the orbital itself. But Solar's got to be wondering, where's the Terran army? And the answer is kind of like all over the place. There's a drop going down here. One of the many hatcheries of Solar is going to go down as well. Solar traded out a lot of banelings, but remember, he has a giant bank. He has a ton of larvae, 50 lings coming out onto the field, 3 ultras, +3 melee. Air Carapace now, and Kuian's going into nukes. He lost a couple supply depots there. He needs to remake those pretty urgently, or his production's going to grind to a halt. Solar is already remaxed. Kuian dropped a couple Marines here, just in case the Muta pursued the medevacs, so they would buy time. And he's going to see the Zerg army positioning. The drop at the Zerg 3rd is cleaned up as well. Kuian's gonna retake his 3rd location, retake his 5th location, but the Zerg's map control is just so good right now. And Kuian actually doesn't have enough money to remax. This bio is pretty stimmed out. There's no medevacs to heal. All of them are in the red or orange. They do kite back against the banelings, and the planetary will finish off this ultra list. That's really nice micro here from Kuian, but he's going to lose his 3rd location once again. This bio is cut off from the natural, and again, there's no heals here. It's just a handful of Marines. In the meantime, Kuian drops. He takes out this hatch of the Zerg, but it's just a small dent in the forces of Solar. Half the Marines aren't fighting, and there's so many ultras. They're going to collapse on the planetary. Kuian needs to repair desperately. He's going to lose yet another CC. The Marines stim in to fight. Planetaries in the orange, still holding strong a little bit. Two of these Ultras were distracted, but there's just so much armor on these guys, and now the SCVs have all fallen. In the meantime, the reinforcements from Queen are trying to hold on, but these ghosts are going down to Zerglings. It's not ideal. GG is called. We're in our first semifinals of the evening. In the bottom left, as the blue Zerg, it's Armani. In the top right, as the pink Protoss, it's Zest. Zest sends out a probe scout. And what a bold choice. Neither player banning Zen. So Armani's gonna get to start out on Zen. I would not be surprised if we saw some Link Cheese, saw some Roach Ravager, or even an Eco Cheese out of our blue Zerg. This is pretty uncommon for this map to make it into a Zerg vs Protoss series, especially at this level. I guess these two just hated, you know, Purity and Industry and Golden Wall enough that it's not going to make it in the pool. I'm unclear what they vetoed, what they picked, as we were game during that process. Gas pool out of hatch on the low ground. I mean, Zest is walling off as best he can. With the gateway, yeah, a lot of Protoss you'll see put a on here, block off this one mineral patch thing. Not so, says Zest. I want to be totally secure there. Okay, we're at the 220 mark. Armani is keeping one drone in gas. At the 230 mark, no drones have been pulled to expand yet. Okay, he's gonna shut down the probe. Oh, alright. Trying to hype something up. He is going to take a third base at a pretty decent time. Zest returns home with the scouting probe. All is peaceful and cool. Zen, there is a Stargate on the way. Arma has scouted it. Adept pokes in for Zest. It's not going to get any kill, not going to get any damage. Queens even block it from moving him up the ramp. It's going to shade out of there. Oh, I love this stasis location from Zest. Armani was working on damaging the Oracle, not saving the drones, so what is that? 8 drones are going to get caught by that stasis ward? That's absolutely massive. Fortunately, my Spanish isn't that great, but I can tell something about the semifinals The Oracle was able to grab 3 drones in the background as that Phoenix was harassing the Zest just pokes into the edge of creep. He's going to back out. He has his 3rd base already on the way. Armani getting up a pretty late roach, actually. Here at the 520 mark. He's going for a Link Flood cancel on the 3rd. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get in the natural either. He is sneaking out 8 more. So Armani is very likely of 4th base within the next 60 seconds. Zest has been pumping out Phoenix this whole time. There they go, flying across the map. Quite a few Overlords have been picked off here. A couple drones are going to go down as well. And Armani's really being picked apart here. He's not going to get supply blocked anytime soon. He's going to Hydra. Okay. Zest is just, like, so dominant. Down goes another Overlord. Down goes some more drones. Armani hasn't really been able to touch the Protoss in any tangible way. Oh, 10 drones go down. Zest is just playing such a great game here. Charge is on the way, +1 is on the way. I mean, this tech is a little bit delayed because of how much he invested in these Phoenix, but I don't think it's going to matter very much. Look at this reply. Pretty much even on both sides. Armani is going back up to 80. Like, remember, he's had to remake workers, like, again and again and again.
Engaging the enemy.
Oops. A recall on the Phoenix from Zest. And another goes down. An even more expensive Overlord. Seer, if you... Stasis wards or minefielding all over the 3rd base. I think Zest is going to want to take a... soon. Armani is maxing out. Gearing up for a push. Oh wait. Speak of the devil. There's the 4th. Armani is gearing up for his push at Zest's 4th, right at the 10-minute mark. A ton of Banelings are on the field. Hydra's behind to pump out damage, some links to shield. Oh, but Armani's pulling back through the choke point. Some charge lots collapse. On his 4th base, he does have an extra hatch, but he kind of F2s back to deal with this. It's going to give Zest's main force some time to push forward here. Looking quite tiny, but the Warp Prism is going to reinforce at the front. Armani is regrouping his forces, and he's turned from attacker to defender. Those were some great Baneling connections, cleaning up all those charge lots, but just how is he going to deal with this? There's plenty of Storm here on the low ground, and Armani's got to be very cognizant of that. Look how many Storms are going off. Now look how juicy those hits are. Armani does get a concave. He's going to roll the Banelings forward here. A lot of them are connecting with Immortals. Ooh, some of them do break through to the more squishy Stalkers, though. Zest has been held off. Another charge lot force goes up here to the top left. Zest is going hard with a double Warp Prism play. It looks like he's going to get the kill on his 5th base. Will he though? Hydra Bane splits off to deal with it while the rest of the Zerg army tries to deal with these Stalkers. Wait, is Blink not on the field here? It is on the field, he's just not using it. But some nice Storms go off in the Zerg. That's going to soften them up. Zest is going to retreat the rest of his forces. He was able to snap down the top left corner base. Stasis traps are expiring back home. It's quite the feat. Take really, really, really long time down. But that just speaks to how little Armani's been able to get in on this Protoss production, in on the Protoss economy. Which, you know, obviously, as the Terran or the Protoss, you're the one that's supposed to go in and clear up the Zerg infestation to a certain extent. It's really bad when the Zerg gets in, but, like, Zest has just had this iron curtain up the entire game. Maybe not now. Maybe the first probes are going to fall as Armani goes in for a 4 Baneling drop, plus 2 is on the way for the Protoss. He actually wants shields before +2. That's quite interesting. I think this... yeah, okay. Here comes the Baneling drop, and it's actually not going to really do anything. Baneling drops out, rolls in, and loads back up into the Overlord. A nice shutdown here from Zest. In the meantime, some charge lots try to go pick off that 5th base again. They will all go down. None of the high-value Hydras get picked off. The Lings all go down. I like how Zest... okay, well, in the meantime... Ooh, the Stalkers get +2 range! That's really good! It was so close to finishing. Broodlords are on the field for Armani, but they aren't in terribly great numbers. That's only like 7 Broodlords, which is really good, but no, it's not perfect. I like how Zest has this pylon overhanging, so he can warp in on the low ground and keep harassing this top left corner base of Armani. Armani mining out in the natural, mining out in the main, as is Zest. So these outer bases for the 2 players are going to become more and more vulnerable, valuable, not. I do think that Zest needs to be taking a 5th here soon. He's transitioning into Fleet Beacon, he's transitioning into double Stargate. Well, I guess it's triple if you count as on the map already. Armani's remaxed. Zest is harassing with these Stalkers on the low ground, but he doesn't actually have high ground vision. Still gets some decent damage done. Picking off some Banelings from that low ground. One Stalker does go down, the rest make it out from recall to this 4th base location. In the meantime, more charge lots, some Archons come in to harass the top left corner base again. They will all go down. Zest did drop a 5th base, but it's hugely vulnerable and it will get cancelled. Even more Banelings hitting the field for Armani. And there's only a single pylon between Zest and facing the Zerg Swarm all at once. High Templar auto attack is fighting brutally. And the longer Zest can't engage this, the worse it's going to get for him. The Tempests are finally out onto the field. They do put a timer on these Broodlords. You know, these Hydra can never really get under the Tempest unless Zest screws up. But huge Banelings hits roll into the probe line. The 4th base has fallen. But those are beautiful storms on the Banelings. So many of them get picked off. And the Hydra force is much diminished under the Broodlords. That said, they are collapsing on the Tempest. One Tempest goes down. The second Tempest is allowed to be picked off too. I feel like Zest could have retreated it behind the wall, but that said, the Broodlords are looking a little bit isolated. In the meantime, Zest has run some charge lots around, picking off the top left corner base of Armani. He is pushing with his main army down here. He's gonna try... No, he's not gonna collapse on that fresh base of Armani. He's going to go deep into creep, start cleaning up the many tumors, and isolate the natural. That's a lot of attack speed Lings crashing into these Stalkers. The Stalkers are trying to buy time for the Archons to hit the field. The Archons do hit the field, and they are launching power overwhelming into the Hydra, into the remaining Zerglings. Armani has 22 more Lings in production, but his remaining army is getting gunned down by the splash damage from the Archons. 2 of the Archons fall, but it's just like 4 Hydra left to defend on this side. In the meantime, the reinforcements collapse from behind. High Templar does get gunned down. This Archon's a little bit isolated. It will get picked off by this Hydra. However, there's still some Stalker Archon remaining here for Zest. However, Zest is barely mining. He is on half of a base, maybe like 1 full base combined. And his army is just not trading that well against the Zerg. In the meantime, a couple Blink Stalkers will pick off some drones, but they're not going to get the snipe on this base, I don't think. Armani is going in with so few units to try and attack the Protoss. He's going to be forced to back out, but he does have more Broodlords on the field. Zest, however, has a large mineral bank. He has some gas in the bank. Armani has the giant gas bank, but is starving for minerals a little bit.
Game pause.
And we have a pause. Wow. Wait a check the energy. Oh no. Vibe check.
Game resumed.
Broodlords are going back. There will be some storm to meet, but you know, the greatest against Broodlords that come in a line. Oof, first Broodling hits pick off a Stalker. There's so few units left for the Protoss. Changelings are trying to hem Protoss units in. And the Broodlords are just shelling the wall of the Protoss. Eventually, Armani will break through here. Zest put up an excellent fight. This was some top-tier play here in our first semifinal. But Zest is looking like he's going to be broken. It's not all over. He could still land some storms, but it's looking pretty over. Down go all 3 high temps. It's just Blink Stalkers to defend. Zest is no longer mining anything of note. It's just his half a base. The Nexus is fallen. All the probes get picked off. GG is called. In the bottom left corner of Everdream, as the blue Zerg, it's Armani. In the top right, as our pink Protoss, it's Zest. Armani took a hard fought and well-earned game number 1, but I really think Zest might take game number 2, just because of how close game number 1 was. Zest played incredibly. Hatchers from Armani. Zest is walling off on the low ground. Armani is pumping out an Overlord. I guess he's not look, man. Look, I'm trying to make the first 3 minutes of the game interesting. Have you guys seen that video by Wardy? Where he, like, casts, he's like, oh my god, the probe's going to the right! He's going to the left, he's tapping. No, he's not. He's just gonna patrol outside of the Zerg Natural. In the meantime, Armani gets outside. It's not sustainable, bro. That kills your voice so much. In, like... When you've, when you're 2.5 hours deep and you have like an hour and a half left of casting, you can't do it. It really sucks. I wish I could. I wish I could reach down, deep down in me, find that inner strength to not give up and not be, but I suck. So, okay, robotics facility thrown down in the main of Zest. This is gonna get totally scouted. Will the Twilight Council be scouted? It looks like that's gonna be it. Yes. This is going to be either Resonating Glaives or DTs. And it's going to be DTs. Does Armani have any inkling this is going on? I mean, he has context clues, right? So he saw the Twilight, he saw the Robo, he saw the timings on both. He's going to go for a lair. It's halfway done, meaning by the time the Dark Shrine finishes, Armani's going to have some Overseers morphing. Didn't go for safety scores, so he better have some Overseers morphing. Some Adepts are coming on the ground as well. To help harass. They're probably going to go to the natural. 7 roaches are on the way here for Armani. Wait, he went for roach speed. Okay, there's the Overseer. The Adepts are shading toward the Nat. Here come 3 DTs, and the Overseer isn't quite done, so Queen is bled off. 2 of the DTs go in on the roaches. Get a couple swipes off, but here comes the Overseer. 1 DT goes down in exchange. However, the Adepts are having much more luck in the natural, getting 10 drones. 2 drones go down to a DT. Hey, you know, it's damage. Take every little bit you can get in the game of StarCraft, but it's going to be Immortals and Blink behind this for Zest. His third Nexus has finished up. Armani is going to be wanting to take a fourth or Roach all-inning very shortly. It's going to lose an Overlord. These Roaches didn't quite take correct path to intercept Archon. Armani's quite a bit supply blocked from that Overlord going down as well. Ten Roaches, 6 Ravagers from you know, I said earlier, it's either gonna have to Roach Ravager all in or throw down a fourth. I think you can see on the screen which one he's chosen. The good news for Zest is he has a total scout on this. Like, these Archons are just buying time. Ooh, he doesn't have a total scout on this. This is gonna be a Nidus play. I really like this from Armani because, like, he spent so much time working on the Archons and trying to prevent damage at home that this attack is pretty delayed, I think. So this Nidus play could get the damage done that he needs. And it could pull Zest apart. I think the reinforcements are all going to go to them. While half the army, it looks like it's attacking into the third. But Zest has got to be like, okay, come on. Armani is a really good Zerg. GSL Code S level Zerg. He's not going to launch his main attack at my 3 gateways with like only 20 roaches. Yeah, he's already shutting down the first Nidus, and this is a trap. Every roach down here at the 3rd strike force is going to die. GG is called. And on the left side of the Golden Wall, it's the blue Zerg. On the right side, it's the pink Zerg. Oh my god, Protoss, Zest. Okay! Really? Golden Wall and Zen? This is madness. But our first semifinal is going to come to a close this game. We'll take it. The fearsome pink Protoss, feisty blue. Gonna be a hatch first tomorrow. What are we gonna see on this map? Okay, we're probably gonna see the gold base taken. Probably. Going to see some swarm hosts. And we're probably going to have like a really long macro game. Those are the 3 things I think we're going to see here. Look at all this scouting info. Wow. It's Chrono boosting a gateway. Okay, alright, this is a pre-230 Twilight Council again, from Zest. It's gonna be DTs or Resonating Glaives. How about that, guys? Ha-cha-cha, do that. I don't know what that little jingle was, but yeah, I mean, early Twilight Council, Zest, and Armani, despite having this Overlord seemingly scout into the main of his opponent, hasn't seen it yet. Okay, he will. He's clicked all the way back here. There's the Twilight. There's the Robo. He knows what happens last game. He had an Overseer out in time last game as well, but he just didn't respond to the Adepts well. He shut down the DT. Adepts got the real damage done, and it's the same build from Zest, so let's see what he can do. Oh, down goes the Adept. Armani drops a Rotorn, and he... Look at that! Look at these canister colors. There's the third. Now all we need is... Dark Shrine's halfway finished here from Zest. Zest is also going to mine out his back wall. Just for safety, in case a Nidus pop thing. Although, I mean, it's gonna have a Warp Prism that I think. Wait, did he not make a Warp Prism? What's going on here? The Dark Shrine's finished. What on earth? Wait, does he know that this... Oh, no, he did make a Warp. Never mind, I'm actually just insane. And its back wall's mined out. Ooh, Armani scouted this with the drone. Zest isn't even gonna bother with the DT. Actually, he's going right into Archon, and he's gonna harass this Goldbeak. Pretty is fine. Already roaches. I think the DTs into the main would have been a better play. 3 drones have gone down for Armani, but it's not critical damage. Oh, he's gonna morph an Archon, and it's gonna absorb quite a bit of roach damage. I mean, this harass is delayed. Like, he can't land those Archons for a couple seconds. Well, I guess he can, but he's playing with fire here. Zest takes the third. Armani's gonna want to drop a 4th soon-ish. I mean, these mineral patches are gonna last a little while. Is the 6:30 mark? You know, it's getting to be about that time. It's that time of year when you throw down a 4th so you don't fall behind. Protoss. Ah! Those were great biles. If only there was one more, you know. Zest will get out of here with a warp and be able to defend, assuming there's no more incredibly placed biles. Okay, Zest has a couple of shield batteries. He has plenty of sentry in it. Oof. Slides by those biles. The Archons eat up a lot of that shield battery energy. Nice force shields. 1 bile, 2 biles connect with the Protoss army. A lot of Biles have connected with the Protoss. Oh, another one hits an Immortal. Shield batteries are out of energy. But it's just Ravagers, and these guys are going to go down to the Immortals quite quickly as the Warp Prism micros them forward. Those Guardian Shells are absorbing a lot of damage, and Zest has defended his third base. Armani is in trouble. He was all in here. He didn't throw down a fourth behind this. He's going for a pretty desperate Muta switch, but he needs to buy time. That Spire isn't even halfway done, and Armani still has quite the standing army. Now, Zest is going to shoot ahead, excuse me, Armani is going to be able to resupply here a little bit, but it's a lot of Zerglings mixed in with the Roach Ravager. They are going to try to flood in here at the wall, but Zest is hard-walled off at his natural. The Cyber Core is a little bit long. Shields are almost gone. And he's going to throw out the second defensive line behind the first. The Cyber Core hasn't gone down yet. Okay, there it goes. No more Stalkers for Zest. Sad times. He did throw down another Cyber Core. Where is it, actually? Okay, it's up here. Ooh, the Lynx get cut off from the bulk of the Roach Ravager. I mean, these guys aren't in any kind of strategic position. Bile will clean up the force fields, but there's a little bit more Sentry energy left, and that's going to hurt Armani's positioning going in here. His army count's pretty diminished. There's a lot of Protoss still left on the field. However, a lot of the Zealots are in the background. Armani is just so good at landing these Biles on the Protoss units, where this game would have been over. Ooh, 3! Immortals are evaporated, but Zest has enough. He's going to continue pushing forward here and sniping down these retreating Ravagers. 30 Zerglings, 9 Roaches on the way for Armani, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not when you consider, you know, the Archons are regenerating their shields. They're only gaining health as they move forward. And, oh, okay, well, I mean, I guess not when one of them derps into a Spine Crawler, but, yeah, this gold base is going down. Armani is going to be knocked down to 3 bases once again. Look at these Immortals pound out damage. Armani is trying to hold the choke with Corrosive Bile, but Zest isn't going to fold to the bluff. He moves in here. Ravagers are too far forward. Lynx come in from behind, but a Force Field is going to diminish their ability to micro in here. GG is called. Welcome to our second semi-final of the evening. Top right, as the Blue Zerg, it's Jim Rising. And in the bottom left, as the Red Zerg, Solar. Oh man, Solar drops the pool first. So, we are guaranteed a Zerg versus Protoss Grand Finals. Now, I'm sure both these guys were watching the other semifinals. No? That's an advantage and a curse. Because, god damn, Zest is on point. And he just took down Armani. These guys have got to be bringing their A game when one of them reaches the Grand Finals. It's a gasless opener here from Solar. Means there's probably going to be an expand 6-lane. Back there goes the drone. When you see gasless openings like this, it's almost always, you know, second hatch, or you're pulling 6 of the boys and dropping 4. Standard hatch gas. Our lings are going to tap into the hatch. Jim should pulling some drones to help deal with it. Oh, that's a lot of drones. That's a lot of drones to be pulling. I don't know that he wants to do that even. He's gonna take at least a couple casualties to these. Oh my god, that's more than a couple. 8 drones do go down. That's gonna put Solar 3 workers ahead. Still poking him. 3! Solar wins the lane engagement. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Jim Rising saves the hatch with less than 25 hit points. It was like 22 before the kicked in. Solar's gonna poke down the ramp with his queen. Solar backs up the queen. Jim is going to get into Solar's main with a couple scouting links. It's not going to find any damage, just seeing what's going on, and what's going on is a ton of drone saturation for Solar. He's up 4 workers, even after Jim spams out a couple more drones of his own. And it looks like Solar is transitioning into 2 base roach. We're not seeing a Baneling nest, even though there's 2 gases. Mining. Not seeing it lair yet either. These queens will get the kill on this Overlord. This is a nice pick for Jim Rising. It is going to supply block Solar as well for quite a few seconds. Solar is taking this forward third. I feel like this is quite a bit vulnerable. But Jim, you know, I guess I misread the situation. Solar is not going to base rush. He will have the earlier +1. So speed started up first for him as well. It's going in speed. Jim's gonna get a later third hatch as well, so neither player do base Roach actually. Oh no, Jim doesn't have enough roaches here. He's behind an upgrade. First ever steps in. Anticlimactic. In the top right, as the Blue Zerg, the hero of South America, it's Jim Rising. In the bottom left, as the Red Zerg, Solar. Solar's up 1-0. He took a very convincing game number one with an eventual 10 lane it'll shut down Jim Rising's natural, and Jim was able to save the natural base with only 25 HP left. However, just lost too many drones. While he tried to come back admirably, Solar was just too ahead for him to catch up. Earlier +1, early roach speed, and more roaches, and an earlier third hatch, so more larva production. All of that contributed to Jim Rising's fall in this game. Hatch gas pool out of Solar. Hatch pool out of Jim. There's still no gas. Is he... What? Okay. Am I missing something? Like... This gas deal is quite a bit late for Jim. Solar gets a full out here. Not seeing much, but not seeing much is also seeing a ton. He knows Jim doesn't have a third. Sees the saturation on the... This is gonna be two. Almost. I swear, guys, this time's gonna be 2 base roach. Solar has already gotten himself a third. He's going for the play. I think we're just going to see him zoom up in economy as he tries to hold the eventual pressure from Jim Rising. Jim's going into lair. He's pulling 3 queens to the front here. Solar is building up quite a few links here. He's going for melee as well. I thought he would just drone up his third, get some gases, you know, and play it out from there, but it looks like Solar doesn't want to sit around and wait for the roach push from Jim Rising, but Jim Rising's throwing down a Spire. Oh no. This is not going to be good. Wait, am I totally blind? Oh, okay, there. Makako. Here comes Solar's Links at exactly the wrong time for Jim. He throws down his third base. He needs to cancel this
pretty much immediately and get out some more roaches to defend the wall because 20 more lings are on the way. Here comes the first wave of aggression. This third will fall instantly if it's not cancelled by Jim. Jim needs to get to the wall. No, he's too far out of position. The Queens get surrounded. They don't drop a single transfuse. And here come the Banelings.
They're going to soften this wall up quite a bit. The defending roach has been cut down. The remaining Queens go down. In the top right corner of the Grand Finals, the ESL Open Asia number 15. It's Solar. The bottom left, it's the pink Protoss. Zest has the advantage of seeing play 3 DVPs in a row. How is he going to take on the pink Protoss? I do think Zest is favored here. Just plays. He's been playing out of his mind tonight. Like, had a couple crazy late game from our Protoss. Solar's going for the extractor trick. Zest. Abs is second base. And, I mean, like, we have a totally normal game on our hands. We're not going to see any aggression or anything for a little while. Solar's just going to slowly rally drone into the gas. Oh! Zest drops a proxy pylon. This is going to be a proxy Stargate for sure. Zest used Dark Shrine play a couple times in the semifinals, so I don't know that he's going to pull the same builds out against Solar. And it is going to be a proxy Stargate. So, an entirely new build. Totally fresh from Zest. Solar. Is not doing too much of note. Has a drone positioned to get a third. He's going to drop it. Respectable 242. Boing, boing, bitty bing. Bitty bing. Twilight count drop back at home. Zest gets out an Oracle. And what do we have on the defense here from Solar? Okay, we're gonna see a Spore in the main. He has 2 Queens at the natural, so he's kind of safe against this. Oh, those are some juicy shots on the wall. A lot of shields are gone here. Should start regenning in sec. Oh no, he gets a Queen shot just as first tick goes on the shield, so it's going to be stuck in a while. Solar is intercepting, decides to move in, pops. It's going to feel he has additional move to intercept. Vision, time to react, so pull the Queen back to infect. Oh, the Lings that found the proxy, down goes the pylon, and the Stargate will eventually fall. Zest is going into Resonating Glaze behind them. Hey, Fussed Up. Welcome back. We are at 2 minutes delay, so sorry for the delay in response. Eventually, this Stargate will fall. But in the meantime, it's a useless hunk of metal in the middle of the map. Resonating Glaze is about to finish for Zest, but Solar has enough links on the map to intercept, as long as he figures out what's going on and follows the shade, which, I mean, he should. Zest shades into the Zerg natural. He's going to be collapsed on by a lot of queens. The Lings can't engage effectively because of the choke point. 10 drones will fall. This is pretty critical damage from Zest. He's going to get the Spore Crawler as well, which means this Oracle can collapse on the natural a little bit more safely. A Forge and a Robo are going down.